Hello and welcome to the CX Files podcast. My name is Mark Hillary and I'm in Sao Paulo, Brazil. You might have noticed that the normal interview show for February 8th has already been published. However, this is just a short bonus extra for our listeners. You can still go and get the February 8th interview if you just look at your podcast feed. Last night, the news broke that the British work-from-home customer service specialist Sensée bought the Contact Company, also known as TCC, a British contact centre company based in Birkenhead, Merseyside, and that's just across the River Mersey from Liverpool for all of our international listeners. I managed to get Steve Mosser, the Group CEO at Sensée, and Asif Hamid, CEO at TCC, on a call together in Liverpool just after concluding the deal and even before a public press release had been issued. So this bonus podcast from CX Files today is the recording of that call. Enjoy it. Okay, we've got Steve and Asif together in Liverpool right now. The deal has just been announced. I just read about it in the Liverpool Echo myself. So it's great to hear the news. It seems to be great news, both for Sensée, but also for the Contact Company as well. Asif, maybe it's worth just hearing from yourself then, because the article in the Liverpool Echo talks about Sensée as a savior, and certainly you had trouble with the cyber attack back in 2022 and the difficulties in kind of being able to recover from that and not being able to trade at the same time as you were actually in the process of recovering. So, but I looked back at your results for the last few years, and in the lead up, I think the 5 years prior to the pandemic, there was really strong growth. There was like many multiples each year. So you guys were doing really well until this cyber attack. So, is this kind of I don't want to sort of use a cliche like a marriage made in heaven, but it's like a joining together at exactly the right time then.
Yeah, I think the cyber attack was a body blow. We've grown year on year with, we've got a great client base. We've got, we've shown continuous growth throughout the number of years we've had. I think the cyber attack is a body blow for any business, to be very honest with you. And it was something which was totally unexpected. It was a ransomware attack as well. So it wasn't just a cyber attack, it was a ransomware. So we were actually being called for ransom as well. I spoke about it publicly as well. The National Crime Agency was involved. It was during the Russian-Ukrainian war. It was an attack called Conti as well. And so it was a massive, and I think for any business, for any size, to be hit with a ransomware and not being able to trade sort of puts you backwards. And I think having to rebuild the whole infrastructure again, was something we built over 15 years. And having to go back and build again what you did over 15 years is hard for any business, to be very honest with you, whatever size or thing you are. And you sit back and you think, the world's ended when on that day, when you've got that first call and you realize what's happened. Fortunately for us, we sustained and we maintained all our customer base. But trying to come back out of that is, as Steve quite rightly said, it's like being in sand. You're constantly pedaling to try and get back up there. And I think out of every challenge or comes out something good. And I think the Sensée relationship with TCC is a marriage made in heaven. We were saying it's a bit of a lethal weapon now, really, in some ways, because you've got the best expertise in home working solution and one of the best on-site businesses coming together to take something from a customer experience point of view to market. So now we can offer both working from home scenarios, we can offer on-site, we can offer a combination of the both, we can offer great technical abilities, we can offer great management information, and it gives us the ability to take us to the next scale. It's exciting. We've safeguarded all the jobs. We've been able to also look at further investment and what we want to do. So between the both companies, it is a marriage made in heaven, to be honest with you. And it's one which we were saying earlier we should have done probably in hindsight 15 years ago. Having a chat today, we were just saying the same thing. Where would we been if we'd gone together 15 years ago?
Rather than fight over the same clients. But and I think the what's really fantastic here is that the Contact Company operates from the Kingsgate office, which is a great office, but the current demand, customer demand, is going to grow, and we're going to outgrow the building really quickly. So actually, we're going to leapfrog that by adding our capability of really putting work anywhere in the UK. And so that's great from a TCC perspective, but from a Sensée perspective, as you probably know, our portfolio of partners is very, very concentrated in the FCA regulated space, financial services and insurance and healthcare. So therefore, for us, there's a lot of many of our clients, sorry, wanted to expand with us, but needed some activity to take place in bricks and mortar. And we weren't able to deliver and grow our partnerships with them because of that, or we curtail that growth. So now we're basically from the partner base of the contact company, they're going to be able to grow out in the building, and we're going to be able also to start putting also some activities inside the building. So it's really you know, and all that's going to be obviously wrapped with our optimization methodology, which you know we covered I think in the past, but and that we can offer with micro staffing and our work as one software live desk as well. So we're closer with the partners wherever the people are. They're working as one, as if they were all together in this digital community.
So are the clients complementing each other then? I mean, you've been kind of focusing on different industries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think what you've tended to find is you know, the financial services. You know, these guys have got a great proposition with the FCA and the financial services regulated businesses. We've been very much targeted towards retail, e-commerce strategy, and some financial services as well. But now this gives us the ability to grow, enhance, but also look at other market sectors, which is really, really important for us. So look at some of the emerging market sectors as well. So, you know, our strategy is not going to be to conquer the world. Our strategy is going to be to go to clients where we can add real value added propositions and be partners rather than just suppliers. You know, it's a partnership relationship for both parties.
Yeah, and you mentioned about how, you know, adding the in-office offer on top of the work from home expertise as well. I mean, does that mean that from now on you're going to go to the market like as a hybrid from day one? Then it's like you're offering.
No, I mean both. One thing that we do have in common, and we've been discovering that as we go along, is we're very, very focused on doing tailored solution to solve a particular problem or challenge a potential client may have. So we build our solutions around solving a problem, and that may require injecting different things. So from our perspective, it's always been around, let's add some agility, those flex factors we talked about previously, our toolkits so that we can optimize engagement and productivity with CloudWorks for your people, whatever. And today, basically, we are just adding more tools with this combo that we have with TCC to be able to basically build even stronger solutions or having more options on how we construct solutions. But what it's made of, whether it's in office, at home, hybrid, with underpinned by CloudWorks technology or not, that's, you know, depends on what challenge we're trying to solve.
Yeah, yeah, okay, absolutely. And you mentioned, Steve, you mentioned about using some of the Sensée technology that you've got as well. And I've seen some of the tech that you guys use. And one of the systems I found particularly interesting is Live Desk and how, you know, it really allows teams to come together virtually, whether you're in the office, at home, you know, sitting inside a WeWork or whatever. So I mean, are you going to be like applying that kind of technology across the wider organization now then?
Yeah, absolutely. So those would be like the low-hanging fruits. And yeah, Live Desk, I mean, benefits as much whether you're working from home or inside the office. Again, the whole idea is creating a digital workplace by bringing all the workforce. If you're on the same work mission, aka the same customer demand, you're in the same Live Desk so that you have access to the same real-time information, knowledge support, and care. And so we're absolutely going to inject that in the contact company in as quickly as possible. And there's a halo effect to that, to the partners of the contact company, because then they can have their own people remotely view the live desk and contribute and support the digital community it creates. So, but step one is, let's inject the technologies that can benefit everybody from an engagement productivity point of view. And let's do that, we'll do that probably not tomorrow, but after tomorrow with the contact company.
Yeah. Okay. And just to close out then, I mean, I have to ask the offshoring question. Across the UK, we often see companies today saying it's becoming too expensive to manage customer service locally. We're looking at Egypt, we're looking at South Africa. I mean, clearly you guys coming together looks very positive for both organizations, but how are you sort of going to clients and potential clients and saying, look, it makes sense to stay local? Your customer service isn't going to be serviced as well out of Egypt.
I mean, to give you an idea, we haven't offshored for many, many years. We when we first started the business 18 years ago, our motto or our strapline at that time was bringing back jobs to the UK, and that was really the motto. I think when you look at offshore, and I've been involved in one of the first offshore operations back in the 80s, so I've got my Blue Beater badge and hat for it. Offshore is very much saturated, but it's the cost, obviously. I think when you say to us, is there demand for clients to look at offshore? There is always going to be a demand for clients to look offshore. That's something that's within any business model where they're looking at cost efficiencies. Yeah, I don't think you can take that away. And it'd be wrong of both myself and Steve to say that offshore is not a product out there which can be done. Are we doing it at the moment in time? No, we're not. Is there something to say in the future we do something? It's very much open. It depends on the demand of what our clients and what our customers require. But at the moment in time, we know we can offer a very much effective solution here in the UK, which increases productivity and reduces costs through our technology and people enabler, which will show the benefits of matching with offshore costs as well, but also showing the real opportunity for people to work together collaboratively with customers, but really sort of breaking down the costs so everybody understands what they get from here compared to offshore.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to add also to that is, whether it's the contact company or our client base, most of them have a charter to deal with their customers and support their customers just from the UK. So, and for the moment, we're focused on the UK, doing things from the UK, creating meaningful careers for people wherever they may be. That's always been our social mission at Sensée. We want to continue that. And we work with partners that believe in that as well. And there's a place for offshoring, absolutely.
Yeah.
But for us, it's right now, it's not what we do, however, we now, and especially now with this combined and enhanced capability, we do, if it's all about cost, with our optimization methodology, again, with micro staffing and all the toolkit and the expertise we've developed over time, and our total footprint optimization methodology as well, and how we augment our clients' own internal environments, we believe that we can actually not only compete with overall, if you look at a cost per interaction rather than a cost per hour, all things considered, we think we beat from a value perspective and a cost perspective, taking all the contacts offshore and trying to and hoping and praying that it's all going to work out.
All right, perfect. That's great, Asif and Steve. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the CX Files podcast. We really appreciate your feedback and suggestions. You can reach myself, Mark Hillary, or Peter Ryan via LinkedIn. Please also leave a rating or review on your favourite podcast provider, as that helps more people to find us. As always, we'd like to thank Chris Haig at Traction Media for the CX Files graphics. See you next week.